Before I continue discussing the markets, please take this moment now with helping me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click subscribe, click this bell, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Next, click the thumbs up button every time you watch my videos. Okay, let's continue with the view of the markets. Hello, welcome to another video of Winning Wall Street's Money. It's 5:27 p.m. New York time. The futures markets are closed. This video, I'm going to discuss the commodities. They are part of the futures markets. You can trade the contracts or options on them. Plus, some have stock ETFs. These commodities I'm going to be discussing will include some of the agricultural, energies, and metals. I'll show you the time frame of the weekly chart since the weekly has just completed. We'll see the price action, where we are now, and how we got there. FYI, commodities all priced in US dollars. So we're looking here on the weekly chart of the US dollar index. And this red candle represents this full week of trading. And it closed red. That means it closed lower than it's open for the week. It's also had a much larger trading range than the prior several weeks. That's called engulfing. When this body overlaps several other candles, it's engulfing. So this is a shut off. So all these people that were buying here, they're all trapped, and we closed below them all. Huge trading range to the downside. We're back in the near the bottom of this consolidation area. The bigger picture, the trend has been bearish, making consolidations, breakdowns, consolidation, breakdowns, staircase pattern down. And this one has filled because we broke below it already once and twice even harder. So if you were trading, would you be buying expecting the dollar to go higher, or would you be shorting? Shorting is when you profit on a declining price, think it's going to go lower. All right, let's get back to the subject. Commodities all priced in US dollars. First, look at the grain products. The grains, we're going to look at a corn, soybean, and wheat. Again, all futures start with a / and then these grains we're going to be doing. This first one is Zulu Charlie for corn. So for the weekly candle, close green, means close higher than it's open. There's also during the week, it came back down to this demand zone. Demand zones where prior buyers were in the low of last week. But look where we closed, near midpoint of the high. We also made a lower high than last week. Bigger pictures were in a consolidation, and the prior trend has been up. But are we going to break below this? We'll see what happens from the next week. But the history right now shows it's to the upside. The momentum is to the upside. That's corn. Corn is used in ethanol. Corn is used for feed for a lot of livestock. Healthier is grass-fed cattle. But this is a cheaper product. So as this price goes higher, it can increase the cost of your livestock and your energy source, since corn is part of the ethanol. Let's look at soybean, / Zulu Sierra. Higher high, higher low. Sorry, we didn't make a higher low. We made a higher high. Close above this consolidation. So it's a new staircase pattern, higher high. And during the week, look at that. We tested what was a prior demand zone, rejected, and went up. That's good if you were long. Or if you were waiting to buy down here at the beginning of this weekend that you bought. That's soybean. Wheat futures, / Zulu whiskey. Green for the week. Made a lower low, but closed back up inside the prior week. Huge trading range and totally rejected to stop a lot of panic selling. But this was a demand zone. It tested it and closed above it, and we're in a consolidation. So you had corn, soy, and wheat. Quick comparison. They all closed green for the week, where the dollar was red for the week. So declining dollar, and these are priced in dollars, they went higher. Often they go inverse from each other. Livestock. Going to look at lean cattle, live cattle, lean hog, and feeder cattle. Again, all the weekly time frame. Looking here first, live cattle, / Lima Echo. That's the symbol. Again, all symbols that start with a / are part of the futures market. Small trading range for the week. Red for the week. Closed lower than it's open. It's inside this consolidation, which is this consolidation is below that one. Consolidation breakdown, consolidation staircase pattern lower low. Live cattle. Are you bearish? Do you think price is declining? Or are you bullish? Do you think price is going higher? This is an opportunity trade. If you're bearish and think they're going to go lower, this might be the price point to put your short on. Or inverse, if it breaks out to the upside and runs up in and above this, maybe that's the price to put your long on. Lean hog. Red for the week. Lower low. Consistently, momentum's been down for the past 3 weeks, coming closer to this prior demand zone. Are you trading lean hog? Do you have working orders here to buy? Are you already short, making money on the downside? And it's coming back inside. It is inside this consolidation area. Feeder cattle, / Goff, Foxtrot. Small trading range for the week. Green for the week. Higher high, higher low. Broke above this inside candle. That's bullish, the momentum, but it's still inside this consolidation area. And this consolidation area, it broke down. So maybe we're forming a larger consolidation like this for a staircase pattern lower low. So again, this might be the opportunity if you're bearish for shorting up here, profiting on the downside if it declines. There we go with livestock. Remember, a lot of restaurants have this embedded cost. So if these products go higher, they'll have to pay more for it if your restaurant has not gone out of business yet. And if they have reduced income, how do they take on this new expense if it's high? Look, they all closed red for the week, except for that one, green for cattle feed. These other ones closed red for the week. Interesting. Let's go to softs, specifically lumber. And lumber, the #1 source of lumber for U.S. housing construction comes from Canada. So lumber for the week, closed green for the week. We close above the low of the week. Big trading range, huge trading range. This was a supply zone. It tested it during the week. Supply zones are sellers. Prior sellers were here. Sellers were there, went up, tested it, rejected it, and sold off. Did you have a working order there to go sell? As we closed green for the week, we engulfed this candle, but closed near the midpoint. We also came into a swing low. This is a swing low, this yellow horizontal line, and we're just shy of breaking it. Consolidation, breakdown consolidation. So this big consolidation, are we going to break below here? Continue with the momentum to the downside? Did you trade short here to get in, to profit from the downside? This is a key level right here. It's a coil, and as it's building force and snaps out of that coil, breaks out of that coil, it's going to be a new trend somewhere. Again, most of this we're buying from Canada, which is take the US dollar, have to convert it into Canadian dollars. See the Canadian dollar going up. So you're paying more dollars for lumber in dollars, converting your dollar to Canadian dollars for this. So if it goes higher, if lumber price goes higher and Canadian dollar against US dollar continue going higher, you will see your retail level, wholesale levels increase their price point buying it. Yeah, that could maybe hurt housing markets, not just higher interest rates. Let's go to energy. Energy is crude oil, light crude oil, and natural gas. Green for the week, close higher than it's open. Here is a swing low, this yellow horizontal line. We tested it, broke below it, came back in it. It also was a demand zone here, and we broke it, broke below it, closed back inside of it. But we did make a Lower high and lower low from the prior week. Been very bearish. Again, crude oil is priced in US dollars. So as the dollar's been declining, crude oil has been a huge consolidation. Natural gas. Actually, let's show you a comparison so you can see. Crude oil has been a huge consolidation. Natural gas has been trending. Crude oil closed green for the week. Natural gas closed red, huge sell-off. Came back into a peak level here. And buyers stepped in and bought it. This is where it closed. So opens here for the week, closed down there. We made a lower low because the prior week had a higher high. But again, we had buyers step in here. So if you were trading on the faster time frame, you might have got in there. Here's another demand zone where buyers were before in this area. We'll see what happens if it goes down there. But we did close below that big round number 3. And this is the gap that has not gotten filled yet. Plus crude oil that comes from Canada is called tar sands. Crude oil that comes from the Gulf of Mexico, those oil platforms, there's a hurricane out there, and those oil platforms would get shut down if they're in a facility where they're at risk. That would reduce production for a short while. That would buy that crude oil in US dollars. So our demand is not going necessarily down. So that would mean, again, we'd have to buy crude oil from our neighbor in north, tar sands crude oil, converting our dollar into their currency. So that'd be another additional expense, buying crude oil since it's priced in US dollars. And if you buy it from a foreigner. Let's look at metals, gold and silver. Gold, higher high, higher low for the week. Broke above and closed above this consolidation. That was also prior supply zone, this red horizontal line, broke above it and closed above it. So now the momentum's to the upside. Might have more buyers come in here next week to bring it higher. Silver, very similar to gold. Again, testing above the consolidation area and just closing shy near the high. Copper, huge industrial use. Green for the week. Higher high, closing high than the prior week. In consolidation, look at that. Also had a demand zone it touched during the week. This was the prior demand zone. Buyers are there, came back in today, or came back in this week, touched it, buyers stepped in and bought it. Were you have working orders here to buy? Did you get in? Staircase pattern, consolidation, higher, consolidation, higher, consolidation, higher. Are we going higher? Platinum, green for the week. It's inside consolidation. Rejected the high, but also buyers were here at the bottom, keeping it inside this consolidation. Takeaway is when you're looking at all these metals, they all closed green for the week. And they all did have big trading ranges, a lot of volatility. If you like this market information I've shared and want to learn more with greater detail, step-by-step training, I have a Patreon page. I share trade ideas for earning monthly income. Below in the description box, click Show More. Scroll down. This link here, click on it. Take you here to my Patreon page. Select a membership and join. Then you have access to unlock my posts.